What you're looking at right now is a new version of my blog, chrislama.com, as I'm starting to transition over to a new theme, which is called Make. And if you've read about Make, if you even saw the post I wrote about it, you'll know it's the nice combination between a little bit of drag and drop, a lot of customized design, and yet it's fully compliant with the way in which WordPress is moving forward in terms of customization and everything else. And that's what you're seeing when you see over here what's called the customizer panel. When you look at the customizer panel, what you're noticing is that I have a lot of options, right? So when I'm looking at this particular post, I can see that I have layout options here, whether or not I want to show a sidebar, whether or not I want to put the image in, where, do I want the image centered? Where do I want the date, right? I want the date, right before the content, and whether or not I want to put a whole section of the author or to leave it off when I'm looking at this page. It's a very powerful notion, this customizer panel. And it's something that we're going to see even more important show up in WordPress 4.0, the next release, which is coming out soon. And so we're going to see that not only can theme players play with this right now, but soon plugin folks are going to go there. Now, to show you what that looks like even before it happens, this is Opt-in Monster, which is a plugin for pop-ups and all sorts of lead generation modals, as well as sidebars. And in this case, you'll see there's this component at the bottom of a post that I can shrink or show up. But you'll notice that much like the customized panel that we saw for the theme, you'll notice that they've done the same thing here for the plugin. So I have lots of options. What text do I want to show? Look at the text here. How do I want to align it? The color, etc. Here's the thing, right? This particular page is not using the actual customized panel because it currently doesn't support plugins. It will soon, but it doesn't yet. So what they did, the guys behind Opt-in Monster, is they actually created something that mirrored the look and feel, right? And the experience. So end users could experience exactly what they would hope or expect to in future versions of the plugin. They could experience it now. Now, let me contrast that. That's the whole point of this article, is to contrast it with another way that people are doing things. So if you take a look at this sample of page lines, you will notice this is the latest version of page lines, which has a huge set of options for drag and drop. And notice that the customized panel is not there. Instead, it's a very different interface. You actually have to click onto this in order for this whole panel to open. When you open up this panel, it's unclear what you're going to see or what these things mean. You're seeing a lot of options here to choose from. And again, you don't know exactly what that's going to do. If you want to, you can filter some of these guys so you'll get less to show up and you'll get to adjust it. But notice that whatever you're going to learn here, and of course, the kinds of things that you can drag and drop here compared to the kinds of things that you can set or configure here and here compared to what you can do here, or here, or here, or here, are all unclear. There's virtually no good way to know what you're about to experience or how it's supposed to work. Notice in this case, I think you're supposed to drag and drop, right? Which is fantastic if that's what you're trying to do. But now notice that it all disappeared. You don't know where it went. You don't know where it went until you click Add to Page, in which case it shows up again. But notice that if I go to Page Setup or Site Settings and I come to the typography, there's no drag and dropping here, right? Now we're back to just configuration, right? So I can come over here and pick one of these guys, and let's see, we'll pick Rockwell, right? And I can refresh and then go looking for the places where this is changed. Right there, big call to action. Again, notice I have to click on the refresh to get the preview. That's not the case here, right? When I come over here, and this is when, let's go back and close it. So here it is, closed, right? I can get rid of this e-course, and look what happens. It automatically changes, right?